Making the leap, when to hire and how to scale without overcommitting. Today, we're going to talk about a very important topic. When do you hire more employees in your company? When do you go for contractors? And when do you just don't hire yet? Taking the leap, but don't overcommitting yourself and go broke. That's the topic of today. Hi, I'm Yvonne of Amaze Yourself, and we help agency owners, coaches, and consultants to get more clients. We do so by optimizing your current client systems, introducing new ways to attract clients, and to make sure to setting up your operations to scale. If your business doesn't grow, we don't get paid. We guarantee that you get more clients. And today we're going to talk about the consequence of getting more clients, namely that you have too much work on your plate just to do with you and your current team, so you need to expand. And the question often comes when to hire and how do you scale without overcommitting? Because the last thing you want to do is to hire someone and then to not be able to pay them, or worse, to not be able to pay them and the rest of your employees because it is simply too much. So when do you take the leap? Well, there are 4 things I am going to discuss with you today. And the first one is you have to recognize the tipping point, the point where it really becomes critical for you to hire employees. And this is the difference between a temporary spike in business, temporary workload gone up, and a true sign that it has time for you to hire. And what I mean by that, we all have busy periods in our business. And we are very eager to wish for that busyness to stay. But if you don't have a true signal that it's going to be a recurring thing, then it's not wise to hire an employee. If you want to hire extra help, I would say hire a contract for a period of time, knowing that the busyness is in a period of time as well. Whereas if you know this is not just a couple of weeks, a couple of months, no, this is not just a once off, this is going to be going onward and maybe becoming even more, that is the moment where you truly are going to look for an employee. Another way of thinking about this is when you want to hire someone because you want to grow your business and you're looking to hire someone in the sales and business development. All right. And you can do this knowing that once they come on board, you have enough people to actually do the work. If not, you should have people already lined up to actually expand that team as well. So the question then comes like, okay, this is an ongoing spike in business. It's not just, but it's ongoing. So it's really the time to hire someone. So who do you hire first and who do you wait for? Okay, this is quite critical. One of the first things many business owners do, and with reason, is to hire a VA. Okay. Or just an assistant, someone who can take away some of the administrative burden. Again, this doesn't need to be an employee, this can be a contractor, but it's really important to free up your work. So when you work on projects and those projects, for example, need a certain designer, something you can do, but you're too busy to do, then it is great to hire a designer. The problem with project work is, and with hiring a designer as a contractor, the problem with project work is that it's a project, it comes and it goes. So it's not a recurring thing. In that instance, you rather go for a network organization than for an organization with a lot of employees. And what's the difference between a network organization and an organization with a lot of employees? A network organization is an organization that has a small team or very few people, and those people that work there are focused on the core delivery of services. Besides that team, you have contractors or smaller companies like this small company themselves who are partnering, collaboration agreements. And when there is a larger project or a larger agreement coming up, then these smaller companies collaborate together, and together they serve the larger client or the larger projects. That's a network organization. So it's not that you have a lot of employees. No, you have actually a few employees, and you really have great aligned collaboration partners around you that you can pull in when needed. And this is something that very often happens with agency owners. They have the few employees that can do the work, and they have specialists that they can draw in when needed for specific work. Okay. And you really need to hire the people first that are going to take away some essential work that needs to be delivered. Okay. It is essential in the sense that it can make or break the project. And you want to hire those skills that you know you or your current team aren't excelling at. Okay. Get someone to excel at something that you're not great at, that you or your team take too long to do. And that means it takes too much time, it takes too much energy, and it doesn't make you enough money. So instead of you just doing the thing, winging it, not doing it great, hire someone to do it for you. But again, if it is a specialist for specific jobs, just don't hire them. Get them as a collaboration partner. When the projects ongoing become bigger, where you always have room for that specialist, then hire them. Now, there's a difference between hiring and overcommitting. And what do I mean by that? Overcommitting really means that you are not running your business like you should. You are constantly saying yes, even though your team cannot cope with the demands. You're saying yes out of fear that something might happen to your business, but you're not having the right people in place at the right moment to really serve your clients that you have won. So you need to make sure that you are committing to the things that you can solve with your current team or with your network organization to help with. And it is great to hire people, but if you are overcommitting yourself, not just your business, hiring people doesn't help instantly, because people that are hired need to be trained. People that are hired take a bit more time before they're fully up and running. People that you hire need more hand-holding from you. So if you have a big project and you're only hiring then, don't think it's going to release you of a lot of work. No, it's the contrary. It's going to actually add work on your plate of you, of one of your team members, because the new person needs to be trained, the new person needs to be guided, the new person needs to be handheld before they can do things themselves. So hiring isn't always the solution to overcommitting, not immediately, but it can be in the longer run for sure. So how is making the leap when to hire and how to scale without overcommitting? How is that really good for your business? Okay, well, you have to scale with boundaries. And you need to make sure that you have things set up that make it possible for your new team members to join you. As an example, when I work with clients and they're very eager to scale, we very often work on a client acquisition system first. Now, one of the client acquisition systems we work with, we have multiple, but one that a lot of them love to work with is very focused on short-term solutions, getting in clients in the door as soon as possible. The beauty of that selling system is that it's very, very scalable. So once it's up and running, once you know that it's working for you and you get those appointments booked in, you are gonna expand your team with people who can do this on your behalf. So you actually get the clients in without you having to do the work. And this doesn't happen overnight. It is not just, oh, I've decided I want more clients and I want more sales, so poof, now I'm just hiring people. No, you need to make sure that the system that you're hiring people for, in this instance an acquisition system, is tried and tested by you and is working. You need to have a process in place that the new employees can follow. So where do I start? What are the steps? What do I do in every step? How do I keep track of the steps? And how do I train myself to do this? In this example, where my clients want more clients and we give them this sales system, this acquisition system, we have everything mapped out for them. So we have in place where to find the new people, how to post advertisements that make them want to work for you, how to make sure what the questions are to ask, what they need to do to become for an interview for you. We've all got that set up, but that's just the normal stuff. But what is very important and what a lot of people forget is when they hire someone is that you need to have set in place the systems they're going to work with, but also when they are doing a certain project or certain work for you, you need to make sure that everything is mapped out and that it's clear and that they can start going. Even when you hire them for your expertise, for their expertise, something needs to be in place that allows them to work with that expertise and to really do the things they are great with, because you've provided that framework, that basis, that foundation that then allows them to do the work. So when you avoid getting these structures and systems in place, and when you are not in the right mindset to lead or to manage these people, it's really not a great idea to hire people, because then basically what will happen is you're going to burn out. You're not going to give your new employee the best experience, and they will feel very, very annoyed. I don't know about you, but before I had my own business, I worked at so many companies, and you were very excited and a bit nervous, and it was your first day and you were like, ooh, it's going to happen. And then there was no computer, there was no access to the systems, and no one was prepared for you, and you were just sitting there like, okay. And often it didn't even take a day, it took weeks to get it all set up. Well, talking about demotivation, so you really need to set up systems, you need to be ready for your employee, but you also, as a CEO and founder of the company, need to have the right to not alone hire these employees and excel. All right. So I wanted to talk to you about in respect of making the leap, when to hire and how to scale without overcommitting. If you have any queries, or if you have a topic that we can talk about for next week, please let me know in the comments. I always love to hear from you. And with that, I'm just going to say thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you same time, same place next week. And if you are looking to attract more clients and you want to grow your business guaranteed, please reach out, because we can help.